The Morimoto 4Banger LED off-road pods are one of the most exciting new products of lighting upgrades you can put on your car or truck. And today I'm going to help you understand which beam patterns you should use in different applications. You have a universal application where you can just mount it to your bumper or do a flush mount in the bumper. You've got vehicle-specific fog light brackets where you take out your old fog light and you install the new 4Banger kit in the fog light location. And you have different vehicle-specific A-pillar brackets where the brackets mount to the underside of the hood. They wrap around and up over the hood and sit near your windshield A-pillar. Different beam patterns make sense in different areas. I've seen people put spotlights in their fog lights, and that just doesn't make sense. The first thing to consider when looking at the Morimoto 4Banger and which one's right for your project is the power level. The 4Banger comes in two different styles. You have the NCS, which is a Nichia LED chip, and that's the entry level. It's not as bright as the other one. The premium version is called the HXB, or Osram HX Boost. This is significantly brighter, and if you want to see exactly how much brighter, go check out the other videos that we've made on the topic. And then you've got color. The standard color is white, but they also come available in a yellow beam pattern specifically for style or fog light use. Before we dive into each position on your vehicle, let me give you a quick rundown on the three different beam patterns you can select from. In front of me, we have the wide, the combo, and the spot. At a glance, you can actually tell which is which based on the lens. These use a sophisticated, high-tech TIR optic that gives you a better beam pattern than any other type of pod on the market. This pod is the wide beam. This is a very wide and not very tall beam pattern specifically designed for fog light applications or to supplement your low beam. You can tell it's a wide beam by looking at it because on the front of the lens it's completely covered with these vertical lines. That's called fluting, and on the TIR optic it actually creates the beam pattern for you. If you need something that covers the most ground horizontally, this is the ticket. Next we have the combo beam pattern. This thing is sitting between the wide and the spot because the beam pattern is a mix of both. Visually you can see it's the combo because it has all of that vertical line fluting on the bottom side like the wide beam, but actually over the LEDs it's more clear like the spot. This beam pattern gives you this hybrid look where it has a central hot spot, but the beam spreads out wider. It's really designed to either be a dedicated driving light in off-road applications or an auxiliary high beam. And last we have the spotlight. If you're trying to outrun the night, you need something that gives the biggest punch down the road possible. As you can see, the spotlight is completely wide open. There's nothing covering the LEDs, and that optic is free and clear to focus the light specifically in a pencil beam pattern down the road. Generally speaking, I would never run just a spotlight because in most applications it's going to be brighter than your headlights and it's going to create a tunnel vision effect. And instead of allowing you to see everything better, you're just going to see down the road farther and lose some of your peripheral vision. If you're a professional racer, you might want the spotlight, but for most people, it's really a weird choice. So first, let's talk about the fog light application. Hands down, in your fog lights, you should be doing the wide beam. You can either do wide in white or wide in yellow, but you could do the combo, but let me tell you why it's probably not a good idea. The combo beam is more intense than the wide because it has some of the light focused right in the middle, and it's kind of a tall pattern. And so what's going to end up happening is if this is really low to the ground, you're going to get a lot of light hitting the ground right in front of your vehicle. It's actually going to wash out your headlights. The way your eyes will adjust to the brightness will make it almost impossible to see really far down the road if you have the wrong beam pattern in your fog lights. And a spotlight application in a fog light will make that problem even worse. Moving up on the vehicle a little bit, let's talk about a universal application. If you're going to put something on your bumper or flush mounted into a bumper, you can really get away with either a wide or a combo depending on what you're trying to accomplish. The wide is going to cover more ground, but the combo is going to go further in the distance. So if you had something above your fog lights on your bumper, you might be able to get away with the combo for that application. It makes a great secondary driving light if you're out riding in the trails or you have an ATV or other power sports vehicle that doesn't have great headlights from the beginning. Now, if you have something flush mounted in the back bumper, that's probably going to be used as a reverse light, and again, I would suggest the wide. If you went with the combo or the spot, you're probably going to blow out your rear view camera. You're not going to be able to see anything anyway. Even in reverse, you want wide spread of light. Then moving up to the A-pillar, Morimoto actually has over 25 popular vehicle-specific A-pillar bracket kits. These are specifically designed to bolt onto your truck and be easy to install. When you get up here, you can really use any of these. You can use the wide to supplement the width of your headlights. You can use the combo to supplement your high beam or be used as a dedicated driving light in off-road situations, or you can use the spotlight to get maximum downrange visibility. If you already have some really impressive off-road lighting, but you need more distance, you supplement it with the spotlight. I would never recommend that somebody just add a set of spotlights to their A-pillar if that's the only off-road light that you have. You're gonna get this weird tunnel vision that's not actually gonna be as useful as you might think. If you're gonna put one light on your truck and it's in the A-pillar location, I'd recommend the combo. It's the best of both worlds. The last thing I want to do is answer your question, are these street legal? Can you use the Morimoto 4Banger on the road? You can use them off-road, that's a no-brainer. But if you're going to put these in your fog light or on your A-pillar, when can you use them? You probably already know something about headlights needing to be DOT compliant. But what about fog lights and what about A-pillar lights? Well, fog lights are actually regulated by something called SAE, not DOT. The good news is the NCS entry-level wide beam and the brighter premium HXB wide beam are SAE compliant for use in a fog light. That's right, white, yellow, NCS, HXB, as long as you're using that wide beam pattern in your fog light, they're totally street legal. If you have a combo beam or a spot beam in your fog lights, that's not allowed on public roads. Now moving up to the A-pillar, the rules change because the lights are positioned above your headlights. Lights below the headlights like fogs have different rules than headlights and above. Like I said, the combo beam is designed to either be a dedicated driving light or an auxiliary high beam. On the road, it's designed to satisfy compliance as a dedicated high beam, but you can't use it along with your stock high beam. So on most roadworthy cars and trucks, if you're running your high beams and a combo beam, that's not allowed. But if you have a vehicle that doesn't have a high beam or you choose not to use it, the combo is designed to satisfy compliance as used for a high beam, but only the NCS entry level that's not as bright. The HXB premium combo beam pattern is too bright and doesn't pass compliance tests. And lastly, when it comes to a spot beam, there's simply nowhere in the compliance that says you can use this thing. It's just too bright and too dangerous for oncoming drivers. The spot beam is a dedicated off-road light only. If you still have questions about which lights you should run in different applications, we're here to help. Comment below or reach out to our customer service team and we'll be happy to walk you through the process.